The Vic has been closed for some while. It's been dark. I've managed to persuade my colleagues to try Macbeth in repertoire, and we will live or die by the box office.
The Old Vic is living quite well by the box office, thank you. The play is sold out after Peter O'Toole managed to convince his colleagues that he should have complete control of this Macbeth.
I have an association with the Vic practically since '54 and emotionally since about 1937. And it's now 1980. It's been a dream of mine to be involved in the what kind of demeanor, what stance the Vic takes in theatre. And it's now been realized. And I felt that my major, in fact, most important contribution would be as a performer, initially. It is one of the more mighty and vehement and sublime vehicles which Shakespeare wrote. It's a huge role.
Speak if you can. What are you?
All hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glam!
All hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor!
All hail, Macbeth, that shalt be king hereafter!
I was very sanguine about it when I was 17. I mean, I thought I could play him. I played, indeed, a character called Lennox, and I was hopeless. And I used it for auditions, and I kept on forgetting it. Now, all these many years on, the play and its implications, because I believe it to be the finest play ever written.
And nothing is but what is not.
Look! How our partners wrapped.
If chance will have me king, why chance may crown me without my stir.
As anything beautiful, it's infinitely complex. Once each complexity has been gazed at and placed back, the necklace is whole. It's a wonderful play. It is as though I've been rehearsing it for the last 6 years.
Is this a dagger which I see before me? A handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight, or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain?
Well, the genius of the play, the whole concept of the flawed hero, which leads to tragedy, delivered to us in Oedipus Rex and Oedipus Tyrannus and whatever, and become part of our literature and lives. A tragic hero.
I have done the deed.
The sublime genius of this play is that he has written a flawed, not a flawed hero, a flawed villain. A villain whose nobility keeps on breaking through and is his undoing.
Go, get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? Must lie there. Go, carry them.
London critics like their Shakespeare pure, and it's an understatement to say they didn't like what they saw at the Old Vic opening night.
Well, I thought it was terrible, I'm afraid. You normally can distinguish between things that just are things that go bad on the first night and things that are fundamentally bad with the production. In this, everything was fundamentally bad.
James Fenton, drama critic for the London Sunday Times.
What was wrong, and his performance seemed to have nothing to do with the text of Macbeth. But for the most part, he was just reciting some lines that could have been any lines, and
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir.
being a thunderous bore, I'm afraid.
Attend those men our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us.
It's not the curse of Macbeth that fell on O'Toole, it's the curse of O'Toole that fell on Macbeth.
What is it? Move your height.
Which of you have done this? What's my good lord?
Thou canst not say I did it! Never shake thy gory locks at me!
Gentlemen, rise. His Highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends.
Well, he was a fairly substantial ghost, and dripping with blood, and that artificial blood is ghastly. And I thought it was unnecessary to actually see the ghost in that scene.
First night audiences fought openly about the production.
And I think O'Toole did a very good job under some very bad direction.
I couldn't believe the sort of village idiot look about him, to be quite honest, throughout.
The first half, I do agree that he was inarticulate, but in the second half, I do believe he came over very, very well.
Actor Timothy West, artistic director of the Old Vic, disowned the production. But
I certainly would have wished the publicity were of a different sort, but it certainly hasn't done us any harm. In fact, it seems to have built box office sales enormously. They needed an awful lot of building, but the queues seem to grow longer every day. It's becoming a sort of cult pastime, I think.
Give me my armor.
It's not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Send out more horses. Scare the country round. Hang those that talk of fear.
Peter O'Toole doesn't have much use for the critics, but he cares a great deal about what the audience thinks.
It's a fiction. We are performing a fiction, and the audience become part of that fiction. So it's a remarkable happening. And it's the art of the moment. It's the art of melding together what is manageable. So for me, it is, of mankind's many domestic institutions, certainly the most tolerant and the most harmonious. And it's a merciless bitch if you get it wrong.